Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lucia and this is Lulu's Leaves.
I'm no good at being good, but I never said I was. And I feel misunderstood cause I'm trying hard to love.
Today I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys and give you some examples of plants that I think are going to be super popular in 2021. So these aren't necessarily plants that I see myself getting, but I have been a part of a lot of conversations with friends, and also I've been paying attention to the trends on Instagram in terms of posts. So I definitely feel like I do have a good grasp on what is going to be popular this year. Of course, there might be something that comes in halfway through the year and just sweeps us all off of our feet, but this is what I know right now, or what I think right now, and I want to share it with all of you guys. So before we get into this video, if you guys aren't already subscribed, definitely click that button down below and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Also, if you want to gain access to some extra content, feel free to click the join button down below. That is the best way you can support me on this channel. No pressure if not, it's all okay. And also, if you want to rep some Lulu's Leaves, I also have the link for my merch down below as well. So with all of that out of the way, let's get straight on into today's video, guys. I'm going to try my best to go genus by genus, but if I forget something along the way, I will come back to it. That's just how this is going to have to go. I'm going off pictures, so it's going to be a little bit tricky. If you see me looking down, I'm looking at my phone for my list of plants because there are actually a lot of plants a part of this list, more than usual. So the first plant that I think is going to be super popular this year was also a little bit popular at the end of this year. I have recently seen it popping up on auction sites for a lot of money. One leaf cuttings go for at least $1,000, and mature plants are going for $10,000 on auction sites. That's not necessarily the price, but that is what people are willing to pay at this point. I am talking about the Philodendron caramel marble. This is an absolutely beautiful plant. It has really gorgeous tiger tooth type leaves, and they also get a little bit wider than the next plant's leaves. I'm not sure if that's an actual thing or if that's just in more mature plants, but I'm pretty sure these plants don't have the exact same genetics, and this one does have wider leaves. So if you like wide tiger tooth type leaves, this is a great plant for you, and it's also beautifully variegated. It has a nice pink and then creamy variegation, and it also has some nice speckling sometimes. It's very similar to an albo in my opinion because it has the ability to be a little bit more marbly, and it also has the ability to be sectoral. So it's definitely not one or the other. It's a very beautifully variegated plant. Again, it's very expensive though, so it's not for everybody for sure. The next plant is, in my opinion, the budget version of this plant, but still absolutely gorgeous. And I'm talking about the Philodendron Ring of Fire. This one is one that I recently picked up, and I know that it was popular a few years ago, but I don't think it was ever this popular. I don't think that any plants that were popular before and are coming back into popularity were ever as popular in the first place, if you know what I mean. Because there are way more planty people out there right now, so the hype is definitely more real than it ever was. So yeah, if you really enjoy the caramel marble and you like looking at it, but you don't have thousands of dollars to spend on it, definitely check out the Ring of Fire. I've seen these guys go for closer to the low 3-digit range, so definitely more affordable if that is a plant that you're looking for. It does have a little bit more of a golden variegation than a pink or creamy variegation, but it also has the ability to have so many different colors to it. So it's really, really a unique plant, and I absolutely love mine. So if you're looking for one, that is a great one. The next plant that I want to talk about is actually a little group of plants that look very similar to one another, and they've also been very popular in 2020, but this is definitely going to carry over into 2021. I'm talking about the Philodendron White Wizard, the Philodendron White Princess, and the Philodendron White Knight. These are all really beautiful white variegated plants, and they have very beautiful bright white colors to them. For the most part, these guys have more sectoral variegation. I think the White Princess sometimes has some more speckly variegation, but there are very subtle differences. The White Wizard has green petioles, the White Knight has some red in the petioles, and I don't know the deciding factor for the White Princess, but the White Princess has some different shaped leaves as well. So they're definitely all great options. They are all going for the low to mid 3 digits right now in Canada, which is just unfortunate, but it's the case. I do predict this price going down a little bit this year though, so if you did want one and you can't pay that price, you might be able to find one for a little bit less this coming year. Because these aren't botanically rare plants, they will likely be able to flood the market eventually, and that's when the price will go down. The next plant on this list is one that I absolutely love and you guys have seen on my wish list videos before. I'm talking about the Philodendron Strawberry Shake. My throat is already sore from talking. This is gonna be a long video. But anyways, this plant has similar variegation or similar colors in my opinion to the caramel marble, but it doesn't have those tiger tooth leaves. So if you do like more traditional philodendron and you're not super interested in those more unique leaf shapes, this might be the plant for you. And it does seem to be going for slightly less than the caramel marble, so that is a great option for you guys if you like that type of variegation. For a smaller plant, you can definitely find one in the mid 3-digit range. You can find small cuttings for the low 3-digit range. They're definitely more available than the caramel marble, but keep your eyes out if you want one of those because I think they're absolutely stunning and they have the coolest pink tones in them. Next up is a plant that was also popular in 2020 and will definitely continue on into this year. People are paying an arm and a leg for these plants right now because they're so beautiful, but I definitely think this will continue throughout this year. I'm talking about the Philodendron El Chaco Red. These are really beautiful plants and I do have one for myself, so I can tell you they're very fast growers. They have the most beautiful red backs. They're just adorable. So if you guys love heartleaf philodendrons, you love nice bright green veining, and you like that red back, the Philodendron El Chaco Red is definitely for you. And they are not as pricey as some of the other philodendrons on this list. While they are still very pricey, you can usually find one for mid to low 3 digits. Next up, I want to talk about a group of plants quickly. I'm talking about hybrids. And I think that philodendron hybrids are going to be really, really in this year. And the ones that I'm talking about specifically fall into this little chart. There is the Philodendron Majestic. This one is a beautiful, pillowy, but velvety leaf with silver on it too. It is a cross between the Soderoy and the Verrucosum. We also have the Philodendron Splendid, which is a cross between the Melanochrysum and the Verrucosum, I think. Yes, that is also a very beautiful velvety plant, a little bit more sensitive in my opinion than some other philodendrons, but very beautiful at that. It gets really nice elongated but velvety leaves. And then we also have the Philodendron Glorious, which is one of my favorite plants. It's the Gloriosum Melanochrysum cross. Definitely a quick grower and really, really hardy too. So if you're looking for a philodendron that is just easygoing, grows beautiful leaves, and is very striking and climbing, that's the one for you. There's also another group of plants that I think are going to skyrocket this year. I am talking about Homolominas. Honestly, when I started my plant journey, I definitely did not know anything about Homolominas, but this year has taught me that they are going to be in and they are beautiful. So specifically, I'm talking about the Homolomina Thai, I believe. This is a more splashy variegated plant. If you guys know the Monstera Thai constellation, this has very similar variegation, but just in the Homolomina form. So definitely a beautiful plant if you enjoy that type of variegation, but they're also going for a pretty penny right now. I don't know actually exactly where that price tag is. I think it's probably close to the price of a Thai constellation at the moment, but I'm not sure. There is also the beautiful variegated Homolomina. I don't know if this is considered a pink variegated Homolomina, but it is very pink. This is also an absolutely beautiful one, and this one is definitely a little bit more pricey than the Thai from what I've gathered. But again, such a beautiful plant. I know that there are so many people already out there that are ready to give their firstborn children up for this plant. So definitely check that one out. If you can find one, pick it up. That's all I'm gonna say. And then there is also a Homolomina for all of the goth plant lovers out there. I love this one too. It's the Homolomina Black. I think this is definitely going to be a fan favorite this year as well. It's a little bit less talked about, but I can see with the rise of the other Homolominas that people are going to dig into it a little bit and see the black as well. So yeah, Homolominas, I think they're definitely going to be one of the bigger genuses this year, which is kind of surprising because they were nowhere to be seen last year. Next up, I have two monsteras that I want to talk about. The first is a sport variegated monstera. There has definitely been a rise in people who are looking for these variegated monsteras in big box stores. So I think that with that rise of people searching, there will be a rise in demand. People are seeing these more and they're seeing how beautiful they are and they want one for themselves. So I definitely think these guys are going to be a little bit more valuable this year and more sought after. So definitely go to your big box stores before buying one online and check all of the leaves. You will likely eventually find one. There are actually quite a few out there, just like the albos. They're not actually that uncommon to find variegated. I also want to mention the Monstera Peru variegata. I think this one is definitely going to be in this year. I think the price tag is going to drop though. Even though these plants are really hard to grow and they're really slow to root, I think that there's going to be a little bit of an influx of them. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I do think that these guys are going to be a little bit more in demand this year and a little bit more available as well. So we'll just have to wait and see on that one. But I do feel like it has a spot in 2021 as a favorite plant for some people. I also want to talk about two Syngoniums. I definitely want to talk about the Syngonium Red Spot. I think it's Red Spot Tricolor. This is a really beautiful plant as well. I know that it's going to be hyped up this year. I don't necessarily see that big of a difference between it and the Pink Splash. I don't know that I would pay the crazy price tag for it if I could just find myself a Pink Splash, you know what I mean? I don't know that I would pay that much extra for that plant, but that's just because I'm not necessarily a Syngonium fanatic. So definitely if you are, this could be a cool plant for you if you already have the Pink Splash and you want that extra tricolor addition to your Syngonium collection. But it is definitely a very beautiful plant if you are interested in expanding your Syngonium collection. I also think that the Syngonium Frosted Heart is going to be very popular this year, so definitely keep your eyes out for that one as well. The next plant on this list is the Labicia Ryu Pink. I think that's how you pronounce it or spell it. I'm not exactly sure. This is called the turtleback plant. I think it is the coolest plant. This one's definitely going on my wish list. I forgot to add it to my actual wish list video, but this one is definitely on my list if I can find it. I think they are so cool, and I love the way that they have sort of paddly leaves. Definitely this one is the plant for me. So if you guys have any leads on this one, let me know. I think it's so freaking cool. So I definitely think this one is going to be a little bit more popular this year. It is slowly coming into the rotation of plants in North America. So yeah, keep your eyes out for the Labicia as well. I also want to talk about the Scindapsus lucens. I believe it's a Scindapsus. I can't remember at this moment and I cut off the name of it, but this is a very beautiful plant. It looks almost like a Monstera siltepecana to me, but also like a Scindapsus moonlight. So both really cool plants, and I think that you guys are really going to enjoy this plant, and I know that it's picking up popularity as it travels around. So I definitely think this one is going to be a hot topic this year. That is going to be it for this video though, guys. I really hope you enjoyed seeing this list of up and coming plants for 2021. Let me know if you did enjoy it by clicking the thumbs up button down below. If you didn't enjoy it, you can also thumbs it down. It really helps me to know if you guys are enjoying these types of videos. But if you want to see more from me, definitely subscribe as well. That also really helps me out. With that being said, I really hope that you guys have an amazing afternoon, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!